All right, the second part of 5.8 is about another special right triangle, and that's a 30, 60, 90 triangle. The 30, 60, 90 triangle comes from an equilateral triangle. Equilateral triangles, we know, have all equal sides, but we also know they have all equal angles. And if all the angles in a triangle add up to 180, and we divide it into 3 equally, we get 60 degrees. This question says find the height. I'm going to drop down the height. It's going to be perpendicular to the base. And if I drop down the height, then this angle that's 60 degrees gets divided in half and gets 30. And that's where we get this 30, 60, 90 triangle. I can use the Pythagorean theorem, a squared plus b squared equals c squared, where c is 8 and b is going to be half of 8, just this distance here, 4, and a can be h. All right, so if I square both of these, I get h squared plus 16 equals 64. I can subtract 16 from both sides. I get h squared equals 48. I can take the square root. And just like in the last video, instead of using my calculator to simplify, I'm going to make a factor tree or figure out the factors of 48. 48 is 16 times 3. 16 is a perfect square. The square root of 16 is 4, and so the height is 4 square root 3. And you can see that the 4 comes from this 4, and it's a little bit bigger than this 4 because this side of the triangle is opposite 30 degrees, and this side of the triangle is opposite 60. Remember that the longer side is opposite the bigger angle. So it's bigger by a factor of the square root of 3. Not a coincidence. That's going to be true in any 30, 60, 90 triangle. So you can set up a proportion with the most basic triangle, 1, 2, and square root of 3, where this is the 60 degree angle and this is the 30 degree angle. 30 is opposite the shortest side, and then 60 is the middle side. Always find the short leg first, and then you can use any of these equations to find the short leg. To find the hypotenuse, you're going to double the short leg. To find the long leg, you're going to multiply by the square root of 3. The long leg, again, is the side across from 60 degrees. The short leg is the side across from 30 degrees. But what I would do is write this one down, and we're going to set up a proportion. So I'm going to make a triangle. That's 30, 60, 90. The side across from 30 is 1. The hypotenuse is 2. And the side across from 60 is square root of 3. Oopsie. Due to angle-angle similarity, these triangles are similar. So I can set up a proportion. 22 matches 2, and I can set it equal to x over, x is the side across from 30, x would match up with 1. And here we can cross multiply. 2x equals 22 times 1, x equals 11. So if x equals 11, now we can find y. These triangles are proportionate. I can do 22 over 2 equals y over the square root of 3. And I can cross multiply. 2y equals 22 square root of 3 divided by 2. 22 divided by 2 is 11 square root of 3. And what you'll notice is every time the longer side is just the short side times the square root of 3. So the short side was 11. We multiply it by the square root of 3, and we get 11 square root 3. I'm going to look at my triangle, 30, 60, 90. The 30 can be 1, 2, square root of 3. I can set up a proportion. 15 matches up. It's across from 60, so it's going to match up with the side across from 60. X is going to match up with the side across from 30. The side across from 30 is 1. Cross multiply. 1 times 15 equals the square root of 3 times x. To get x alone, I divide by the square root of 3. And I can leave my answer as 15 divided by the square root of 3, or I can grab my calculator and do 15 divided by the square root of 3. Which is 8.66. To find y, I can do 15 over the square root of 3 equals y over 2. Y is the hypotenuse, 2 is the hypotenuse. So I multiply these, I get 30, square root of 3 times y, divide by the square root of 3 to get y alone. I can leave my answer like that, or, 30 divided by the square root of 3 is 17.3. We'll try one more before I let you start your worksheet. All right, so I'm going to draw my, sorry, I'm going to draw my similar triangle, 90, 60, 30. The side across from 30 is 1, the hypotenuse is double that, and the side across from 60 is the square root of 3. And now I'm going to set up a proportion. I can write 5 over 1 equals x. X is the side across from this angle, which would be 60. So I'm going to set it across from, or over square root of 3. To find x, I cross multiply, and I get 5 square root of 3. To find y, I can use my beginning ratio, 5 over 1, equals y over 2. Cross multiply, y equals 5 times 2, which is 10. All right, thanks for watching.